Hello everybody and welcome back to XCOM Enemy Within. Picking right back up where we left off, and we're going to start scanning.
Commander, our intelligence sources indicate that a previously unknown organization is attempting to undermine XCOM field operations. We believe this group harbors some misguided sympathies for the invaders, and is intent on acquiring alien technology and artifacts critical to your efforts. Early reports indicate this organization calls itself Exalt. We trust you will isolate the source of this new threat and eliminate it.
Commander, the Council has provided some additional resources to help us deal with these traitors. We can begin scanning for additional Exalt cell locations and launch covert operations to disrupt their activity via the Situation Room.
Now then, we unlock Exalt missions. Covert. We find an Exalt cell present. However, I do want to hold off on that
a number of casualties.
because almost everybody
We need to
is
start hiring
wounded.
additional soldiers through the barracks.
So we are going to hire a total of 12 new operatives and scan forward a little bit. Sadly, we have to ignore the alien abduction, but there is nowhere where I do believe that will destroy a run, so we're scanning. Panic in Japan and France, and Russia. I guess I was wrong. As now, we have 3 countries that are very, very close to dropping out of the XCOM project. Now then, could I have actually stopped those? No, I could not have. I'm going to research.
This is an extremely dangerous species, Commander. Although not physically intimidating, the psionic power that this creature wields is perhaps the greatest threat we've encountered so far.
Alright, we're going to autopsy a sectoid commander.
Maybe the aliens could have anticipated this outcome. We've crippled their entire support network. Of course, this isn't the end. We have no choice now but to take it further. We have to find their remaining ships and finish what they started.
Now, in 3 days, we can find
Power generator complete.
operatives. And more. Speaking of which,
The new engineers arrived this
more
morning, Commander.
operatives arrive.
We're always glad to have more help down here.
Now then, I'm going to research carapace armor, and let's get 5 of them. Alrighty then. So now we can go on a covert operation, or we could if it was available. Now then, a council report in 10 days means we are almost definitely going to lose almost all of these nations. Our research of the sectoid commander is complete, and we can research the psionics. Psionics. Now then, we can also go for a chrysalid autopsy.
Based on what we've seen in the field so far, including several grotesque examples of trauma resulting from the emergence of its young, we've taken to calling this specimen a chrysalid.
Alright, and it looks like we can hopefully keep 2 of these nations, assuming I built the proper number of satellites. Alright, chrysalid autopsy is now complete, which now allows us to move on to something that's been long overdue, the thin
The tall
autopsy.
one has, up until this point, been unofficially referred to as the Thin Man. Initial testing has revealed a concerted effort by the aliens to modify this specimen's genetic structure in such a way as to make it appear human. However,
On closer inspection, they seem to have had some trouble concealing the eyes, which appear to be reptilian in nature.
Alright. And now
Commander,
we have
our
the
satellite is prepped and standing by for launch. We are ready to deploy it on your orders.
Now then, we are going to launch our satellite over... We can launch it over either Russia or France. I am going to personally launch it over Russia.
Satellite launched.
Alright, so Russia will stay in the XCOM project. France and Japan, however, will not. So, we are also going to research another satellite, or build another satellite, which will be complete in 20 days. Now, we are also going to save up for a satellite nexus, if we could, if we can. But for now, I'm just going to build an access lift, and Dead Man Autopsy is now complete, which allows muscle fiber density to be given to any operative want. Now then, I am gonna start working on the light plasma rifle, which is going to take a while, but I believe it will help us in the long run quite substantially.
Cybernetic enhancement facility online.
Alright, and we also get a cybernetic enhancement facility, which...
The soldiers who volunteer for mech trooper augmentation sacrifice much, but they do not leave themselves entirely behind. A mech trooper will be able to apply some of the training and knowledge from his or her previous combat specialty to the cybersuit's operation. With
So,
this facility,
we are going
we'll be able
to
to build mechanized exoskeletal cybersuits, or mechs, and implant our soldiers with the cybernetic interfaces they'll need to deploy these mechs onto the battlefield.
we are going to turn Squatty Andrei Volokov into a
We'll
mech
consult
soldier,
with
which
Dr.
will
Holland
take
for the requisite
3
amputations
days.
and begin installing the cybersuit interfaces at
Access lift operational over Russia.
The cybernetic interfaces are holding stable, but they're of no use without a cybersuit to interface with. I suggest we manufacture one immediately. When our new mech trooper equips that suit, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with its capabilities.
This unlocks the achievement. He needs limbs. We also complete a access lift. We're going to build a new mech, and we are going to give it a flamethrower. Alright. With that, we go back to scanning. Council report in 2 days.
Incoming transmission.
Hello, Commander.
And
Much to our regret,
France and Germany.
a number of council members have recently withdrawn their support.
France, Germany, and Japan
This
have
does
now
not
backed
bode
out of
well
the
for
XCOM
XCOM,
project.
Commander. These recent
Now then, 10 days until our light plasma rifle, but in XCOM, we won't make it there uninterrupted. And immediately we get into an Exalt operation. Now then, we are going to send our rookie undercover, and we may as well give him a Identifier vest. Good luck.
Covert operative deployed
Is
to
now
disrupt
all you can
Exalt
wish.
Cell in Japan.
And we can simply go back to scanning. We also have a UFO contact, which we are going to send Raven 1 after, equipped, of course, with a Phoenix cannon.
Enemy is padlocked. Approaching target now.
Flamethrower stream will burn not only the cone our mech trooper finds, but will spill into nearby areas as well. This new body armor was developed using what we've learned from the alloys employed in the alien ship. It should prove to be both lighter and stronger than anything we've used in the past.
As well as Sergeant Fox. Dawn Hamilton. And, of course, Lieutenant Sasuke. Now then. Sadly, we lost everything that our operatives were equipped with when they died. Which means we are now out of a plasma rifle, or a laser rifle rather, which is very unfortunate. But we have Dawn Hamilton now, or again, so I do not think it will be necessary. At least I hope.
Touching down.
Get ready to deploy. Our AO is within the continental United States.
This is Big Sky. We're just north of the crash site. Strike 1 is in position to engage.
Loud and clear, Big Sky. We'll monitor those readings from here. Strike 1 is authorized to assault the alien craft.
Now it is also worth noting that Andre cannot use cover, because he is a big, honking, fuck-off mech.
Okay.
So we're going to move Dawn Hamilton up a little bit, so she can overwatch with her trusty laser pistol. Nick Fox is going to move up to join her, overwatching with his trusty sniper rifle. Now then, Jeff Murray is sprinting up to have cover. I was actually wrong about losing all the unit gear. They were simply equipped to Dawn Hamilton. Ryu, our resident gunslinger, is going to overwatch. And last but not least, Andre is going to be sent dashing. Alright, and with that, we move Dawn Hamilton into full cover, Ryu and Nick into half cover, and we are going to move Jeff Murray as well as Andre further up to scout ahead for any X-rays.
Order confirmed.
Alright, and everything appears to be empty. But knowing XCOM, that won't hold forever.
I don't think we're alone out here.
It appears the aliens have outfitted the sectoid creature we previously encountered with some form of mechanized body armor. This was likely an effort to improve their combat power. We should exercise caution.
Target acquired.
only do we have to fight these brand new mech enemies, but a cyber disc as well. Don Hamilton's going to take a headshot to hopefully get rid of our first sectoid, I believe it was called. If not, I don't remember what they're called. All I know is that they're big mechs, and our first one is almost destroyed. Alright, Ryu is going to move up slightly further to Overwatch. And sadly, there's no one in range of his flamethrower, which I do fully intend on shutting off.
Headed there now.
Okay, Andre moves, prompting a reaction fire from a mechtoid, dealing 7 damage, which is going to hurt quite a lot. So, Volkov can only sadly take a shot on the sectoid, so we're simply going to Overwatch and move up Fox to also Overwatch. Alright, the mechtoid moves up, prompting Andrea to take a reaction shot, which misses.
Target is still standing.
However, Sasuke can also take a reaction shot, which also misses.
No way that just happened.
And last but not least, Sergeant Fox can take a reaction. Which, yet again, misses.
This is the target.
Seems as though this mechtoid has such an intimidating aura that we simply cannot hit a shot.
Advantages.
I'm on it, Commander. Come on, get back in the game. Aye, aye, Commander.
X-ray neutralized.
Ammo on reserve. Dead and gone.
Wilco.
Cyberdisc takes a shot at Ryu, but Ryu takes a reaction shot at a drone, which unluckily goes wide.
Enemy fire on my
The drone takes a shot on Mech Trooper, who Jeff Murray is going to heal for 4
You'll be
HP.
back in the fight ASAP.
Not a lot, but it'll have to do. So, I am also going to use a disabling shot on the Cyberdisc, which unluckily misses. So, Miss Dawn Hamilton is also going to take a shot on the Cyberdisc, dealing 6 damage. Now, Andre cannot do anything. He couldn't fire, so he is simply going to reload. The Fox is going to move up and take a 61 on the cyber disc, which deals 4 damage. Alright, and the cyber disc uses some form of grenade-like weapon, dealing 5 damage to Sergeant Fox, I believe. And the drone repairs 3 health. Now then, I'm going to have Mr. Andre move up onto slightly higher ground, where he does not have a shot on the cyber disc. Fox, however, does. With his headshot ability, he deals 6 damage on a critical hit, and Don Hamilton with the 95 is going to pick off the drone.
Down. Dead. Come out.
Got it covered.
Jeff Murray is going to move up to full cover behind a tree and take an 83 to hopefully the cyber disc. Alright, we miss off of 83, which leaves only Ryu, using his headshot ability just to be safe.
Nailed it.
Alright, and we take down the second cyber disc, which explodes in glorious fashion. Alright, and unfortunately we lost our first melt canister of this mission. Good lord, I cannot speak today, but
I'm all over it.
that is not a very massive deal.
Headed there now.
Ryu's going to move up, reload, while everyone else just moves up, looking for the next set of aliens to oppose it. The Fox is going to reload,
Rat tat bang.
and Jeff Murray is going to reload. Don Hamilton, however, has a very, very long truck ahead
I'm
of
on
him
it, Commander.
in order to catch up.
I'm ready.
Alright, while Don Hamilton keeps moving forward,
Running.
everybody else also moves forward.
Heading to that location.
Alright, here's our first meld canister, and it looks like we are approaching the ship. So,
Moving
Jeff
out.
Murray is going to move up,
Moving.
along with Nick Fox, who's going to Overwatch, Jeff Murray. Sasuke is also going to Overwatch.
Got it. Moving.
And Andre is, again, going to Overwatch.
Unidentified target nearby.
Now then, I do not want to leave this mission almost completely empty-handed, so I am going to at least attempt to secure the next meld canister. So, Andre dashes up onto high ground, and we now have clear eyes on the alien ship.
Moving.
So, Ryu dashes up, and Don Hamilton
Got it. Moving.
finally rejoins the rest of the party. Ending the round with a good, ending the turn with a good round of Overwatches. We also have eyes on the second melt canister,
Roger that.
and
That's affirmative.
you're going to move Andre up to hopefully
On my way.
obtain it
Canister location
Next turn.
confirmed.
The meld canister has 3 turns remaining, which hopefully plenty of time. Andre dashes up. And Don Hamilton similarly dashes into half cover. And Nick moves up slightly further, granted with no cover around him. We end the turn with a good round of overwatches. Alright, and with that,
Affirmative, Commander.
Andre moves up and
Canister
secures
secured.
the meld canister. Sadly only 10 meld, but it's a hell of a lot better than no meld. Especially if you're going to keep making super soldiers and mech troopers. Now then, Longbow moves into full cover behind a tree, and everyone else overwatches. But not before Don Hamilton moves into half cover on slightly higher ground. She then overwatches with a pistol. Okay, and at least we know that there are going to be aliens inside the craft, if not on the other side of it.
Let's do this.
Which was a touch of a given, but doesn't matter.
Heading there now.
Andre moves up, overwatches, and we are now inside the alien spacecraft, albeit in a very limited capacity.
Running.
Rolling out.
Alright, so Andre
Heading out.
moves up slightly further, and
Roger that.
you will open up a door. Luckily finding no aliens on the other side of it.
We'll go.
Jeff Murray, however, moves up next to our mech trooper, opens another door, and finds similarly nothing. So Don Hamilton moves in moves in a little bit further, where she also finds nothing. She can, however, deploy the battle scanner. However, right here, I think would be a waste.
Heading to that location.
And everyone overwatching.
What's making that noise?
Now then, let's move Don Hamilton to a corner right there. And let's send Andre Volkov
Heading there now.
into the ship. He finds no aliens,
I'm on it, Commander.
and everybody else moves even further into the heart of the ship. I was going to do an accent there, and I gave up halfway through, and so it just sounded like I had a stroke.
Solid copy.
Smell toast? I smell toast. Sorry for the mic change, I just moved it slightly closer. God, that's gonna be distracting on the video, and hopefully it wasn't too quiet in the last one. If it is, I'm going to, well, I'm not gonna be very happy with myself.
I'm on it, Commander.
Forgoing the usual preaching clear, Andre bursts into a room and finds not one, but 2 sectoid commanders.
The alien flight computer could prove to be extremely useful in our own research. Please take great care in returning it to the base in one piece.
and that we would do if this flamethrower wasn't such an appealing option.
Flamethrower engaged.
The flamethrower does 6 damage and causes one of the sectoid commanders to panic. I now wish I had brought someone with an arc thrower on this mission, as one of those captured would be very, very useful. However, I did not, and there's not much I could do about that. So, 45% hit on the sectoid that's out of position. Take it, and we hit.
Rolling.
Don Hamilton moves up, 54% to hit on the sectoid into the cover. We miss, however, that's not the end of the world, as we have Jeff Murray, who moves into position to overwatch. We also have Ryu, not to be forgotten, who can take a shot at the sectoid, which misses.
Incredible. That alien seems to have taken control of that soldier somehow. All of the advances we've made so far, they would be useless against this type of power.
I've got a visual.
Mission accomplished.
While mind control is very scary, if you knock out the sectoid that initiates it, the mind control is cancelled. Luckily, your operative does not die. Everybody gets a promotion, and we unlock the achievement, The Hardest Road. So, Nick Fox gets disabling shot. Don Hamilton can get either double tap or in the zone. In the zone gives a free action if you kill an unflanked target, and double tap allows both actions to be used first for a shot. I'm going to go with double tap. We also can Ryu can have the ability of Executioner or Opportunist. I'm personally going to go for Executioner, even though Opportunist has been shown to be a very powerful tool. Now then, that looks like all the time we have for this episode. Thank you for watching, I love your faces, and I will see you all in the next one.